Hey y'all, we're back.
Back at it again.
Another video.
With another video.
Mac T Nation. Oh
What's
wait,
up?
Mac and T. My bad. Kind of made us one. Whoops. We're definitely separate because one's better than the other. Anywho,
I remember that when we were off camera.
today we have another story time, which is our coming out story.
That includes
Some wine. That shit loud as fuck in the video.
sorry. I just wanted to be mysterious.
We will be drinking and having story time. Anywho, I think that's like my favorite word to say. I feel like I say it every video. Babe, you want to start first? I think my story's kind of long, so.
Okay. If you insist.
Yes.
My story's not as exciting. It's also just very straight to the point. So basically, I always knew I was like gay. Well, I always knew that I like girls. But you know how you have that like strange period in time when you're like a preteen / teenager and you think you know what you like, but you really don't. But you experiment, but you're confused. Anyway, I went through that. I used to do dumb shit like sneak niggas in the house and
all of the crazy shit.
It went down the wrong path. Woo. Continue, I'm sorry. I don't know what to say.
I said that to say I used to like fuck with niggas just to like push the idea that I didn't like females. But anywho, I started like talking to females when I got to high school. I went to an all-girls Catholic school in South Orange. And I had this friend, I'm not going to say the name of the school, but I had this friend. Just know that we were called, the school, they like named us like hoes on the lawn.
Wow.
If you ever know what high school that is in South Orange. Comment below if you know.
That's fucked up. The school on school.
It's shut down now.
Oh, goodness.
So anyway, I had this friend and me and her played ball together. Well, she wasn't really on the team. She just... Anyway, we played basketball together and she had a boy name. Like when she would get to school, she would change out of her uniform skirt because we wore uniform, and she would put sweatpants on and she would change her name for the day. And we were playing basketball one day and she was like, yo, you should change your name. Like an
identity crisis.
She was like, yo, like you should you should have a second name or whatever. I'm like, for what? And she was like, you don't like girls? And I was like, I don't know. And she was like, I think you do. And I'm like, well, like I was at the time, I'm like, how are you gonna tell me what I like? But I did have a crush on this girl, and I told her about it. So I guess she took that and ran with it. But anyway, I had a boy name in high school. I gave my name a boy name, and that's what we would call ourselves all day.
What was your boy name?
I think it was like.
I'm curious. It's my first time hearing.
Cause her name was.
I don't care about her name. What was your name?
But we would like make our boy name so that it fits our girl name.
Okay,
like
so
it had to have. I'm trying to think about it. I don't remember.
Timmy?
No, nigga. My name. What? My name is definitely Tasia.
Yeah.
No.
What the
no,
fuck?
No.
What boy name is close to Tasia?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Tamron?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I don't know. I just.
Is that even a boy?
I don't know. I just made it the fuck up.
You make me want to drink. Anyway.
I might need more wine.
So, long story short, I kind of came out in high school, but not to my family, to my friends. So everybody knew I was gay. And I started dating this girl in high school. Then I switched high schools because it was too far from home. So I started going to high school in my town that I lived in. And there I didn't give a fuck who I was. Like, I didn't care. They got who I was. Like, so I was out there. And my cousin, me and my cousin were best friends in high school. So my cousin already knew that I was gay, but like, my mom didn't really know, but my mom was that type of mom to like go through my phone when I would get in trouble and take it and plug it up in her room and all that dumb shit. So one day, I was talking to this girl and I got in trouble because I was on the phone. I think I was supposed to wash the dishes and I didn't wash the dishes because I was on the phone. So she took my phone away and she went through my messages. And basically she seen that we were calling each other like bae, saying I miss you, stuff like that.
Gay.
She was like...
I'm sorry.
So she was like, so you talking to girls now? And I'm like, no, like, this is my friend. And she was like, well, it's probably a phase. She said that typical mother shit. So anyway, we got past that hurdle. Fast forward to college. So I started dating my girlfriend in college and when I got there. So I got to college in August. We started dating in October. So yeah. So I didn't have time to be a hoe. Crazy. Anyway, we had separate rooms our freshman year. Then sophomore year, we got a room together. And then our junior and senior year, we became RAs. So we had separate rooms, but I would always be in her room. But anyway, when we lived together at the time, we had bunk beds. So we slept on the bottom bunk together. So when my mom would come to visit, I could tell like my mom was like, bitch, where the fuck do you sleep? Cause I know you don't sleep on the fucking top bunk. Anyway, fast forward.
So
I was working at a job over the summer where I had to sleep away. So when the summer ended, I came back home. And when I came back home, a man was in my house. And I knew it was my mom's boyfriend, but I didn't know that they would like, that he was moving in, you know. So I had an issue with that because I didn't even have time to prepare myself for a man to be in the house. Anyway, so me and my mom had a conversation at the table, and we were talking, and I was just telling her like I was telling her like, you know, like this is all like fast and it's random for me, like I come home to somebody else in the house. And basically she was just like, well, you live with your lover, so why can't I live with mine? And then that's when she knew that I was in a relationship with a female and that I like girls. So I didn't really have to come out to my mother. My mom is one of those like, I already know before you tell me, or I already know before you think.
I'm not doing anything.
I know or don't know. So that's my coming out story. I really don't have a coming out story. Like I didn't really have to say, oh mom, I'm gay. Like she already knew. And at the time, like I was transitioning from like how I dressed and stuff like that, because in my early years of high school, I couldn't really dress the way I wanted to while I was wearing a uniform. But when I went to public school, I still wasn't dressing the way I wanted to. So in college, that's when I was like, yeah, like I'm about to be who I want to be, like be who I really am. So, yeah. So that's also I think what gave it away. But I didn't have, like, especially with the rest of my family, like my aunt, I didn't have to come out to because she already knew. Like my family's people that like already know type of people, I guess. But yeah, that's my coming out story.
Well, my turn. I didn't have it as easy. She did. Yeah, so growing up in a heavily island-influenced home, you know, being gay was obviously, it was something so horrible, especially on my mother's side, since she's the Jamaican one. It was talked about very heavily, just about like, you know, ill, like man and man shouldn't be together, woman and woman, just no. So it was kind of embedded into my head that, you know, those two genders just shouldn't be together. So in middle school, I didn't even really date anybody. I barely had a boyfriend, but obviously there were boys that liked me. I flirted back, whatever the case may be. My first actual interaction was high school. As a freshman, I had joined the softball team, and one day on the first day of practice, I remember going to the locker room, and all the girls were in there, and they were getting dressed and changing. And then, you know, I had my head turned for a second, and I turned back around, and it's like, bitches kissing bitches. And I was like, wait a minute, this is the locker room. What's going on in here? So at the time, I was on the same team as my cousin. So I asked her, like, this normal? Like, this happen all the time? Because I don't understand. So she's like, yeah, everybody gay on the team. And I'm like, excuse me? I didn't sign up for that. That's not supposed to be happening.
Clearly you did.
Clearly I did. In middle school, I used to find myself looking at girls' butts all the time, or just looking at their physique, their faces, and I never really understood my emotions. I just knew that it was an attraction, but I would ignore it because of everything that has been taught to me as a child growing up. So in high school, when it was in front of me, like dead in front of me, and I couldn't really run away from it, it was just like me kind of facing what I've been running away from. So there was a girl on the team that I guess I found cute, and for the first time I stepped out of my own little box, and I like asked her to hang out, and when we hung out, you know, there was a lot of flirting going on. I wasn't really sure of what was happening, and I was just like, what's going on here? I don't know if I should go into this or not. So I did. I went into it. I played with it. So then, you know, she attempted to kiss me, and I kissed her back, and, well, I liked it. That was so corny. Anyhow, so that happened, and then, yeah, so she was basically my first girl encounter, and after that, I mean, shit, I was happy-go-lucky.
That's his history.
It's just, so my cousin knew. She was the only person that knew that I liked girls. I was beginning to explore as I got comfortable with who I was, and I wasn't hiding it anymore or not being able to understand it. I finally just started to embrace it. So basically, my mom had moved me to another high school. So everyone that I had started out with, didn't have anymore. So I started out in a new high school, and at first I wasn't fully there with the title lesbian. So when I got to this new high school, I kind of just told people I was straight, you know, just kind of ashamed, not really comfortable with it quite yet, because nobody knew except for my cousin. So it was one day, me and my cousin were outside, I don't know, we were just sitting on the porch, just we was talking, blah, blah, blah. And my mom, she said something, like she made a joke, and the joke was, I know you like girls, and because we made a joke about somebody. I think we said somebody was cute. And my mom was like, I know you like girls. And I'm like, you know, me and my cousin laughed, like, bitch, no, you don't. and then, you know, we laughed at her, and she was just like, I'm serious, you know. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And I was like, Mommy, I really like girls. Like, and she's like, oh, wait, I was joking. What are you talking about? And I'm like, oh. That's not how I wanted to tell you. But I'm like, yeah, I like girls. Like, I do. And at first, I guess because it was such a shock, she kind of was just like, okay. Okay. you know, she kind of just brushed it off. So then the following day, we were sitting downstairs in the kitchen and we was having breakfast, and she was just like, you know, talk to me about it. Like, why do you like girls? And I'm like, I have a attraction to them. I find them extremely sexy and I enjoy looking at them. And she's just like, but you never been with a man. You don't know what that's like. Little did she know, I had my boy encounters because they weren't men. They were children. But yeah, I had my encounters with guys and I just never enjoyed it. It was very, it was just like, what is this? Get off of me. God. But she didn't know that. And I didn't want to break her heart even more than I already was. So I kind of just told her, you know, like, it's okay. Like, I don't need to experience them. I like women. That's just what it is. So once we had that conversation, I realized how hard it was for her to really face the truth of what I was telling her. So, you know, randomly she would ask me different questions like, why do you like them? I don't understand. Are you sure? So because she had such a hard time with it, when I started getting more and more into my teenager years, so like 15, 16, I had girlfriends and I would bring them home, but I would call them my best friend so that way I wouldn't hurt my mom's feelings. Like I thought about her when I thought about bringing somebody to the house because, you know, eventually you can't always go to someone else's house. So anytime I brought them to the house, I would always say, oh, mommy's my best friend. Can she spend the night? You know, blah, blah, blah. And she wasn't always comfortable with that. I knew in the back of her head, she knew, like, that's not your best friend. But it is what it is. Whatever I got to say to make you feel comfortable. There was one girlfriend. No, actually, there were the first. There was the first girlfriend that she finally was comfortable with. Lord, and God, was that a waste.
Who was that?
I'm not going to say her name, but this was like... She was the end of high school, sophomore college, whatever. Anywho, yeah. She was like, whatever, she's first heartbreak. But basically, my mom accepted her, but then we broke up, so it didn't matter. Then there was another girlfriend after that. My mom loved her, you know. She was finally understanding, like, okay, this is her girlfriend. I can't keep calling people. I can't keep thinking of people as her friends because I know they're not her friends. She's lying. And after a while, you know, she would just ask me questions like, are you going to have children? Do you know, how are you going to go about it? Do you plan on getting married? I finally felt accepted. I finally felt like she started accepting it. And then actually she started getting comfortable enough to start telling people. And it was just like, slow down. Like, everybody don't need to know my business. Like, stop. But it made me happy to see that she was finally accepting me. It took a couple years. It literally took, I want to say, I told her at 13. She didn't really accept me until about 20. So it took my mom about 7 years to finally, like, get with it and just, like, accept me for who I am. Even to this day, I'm still skeptical of telling her, like, this is my girlfriend, because I just never know how she's going to react. I'm just always worried about her feelings. But I introduced Tasia to her, and she gave her a hug. So obviously she okay. But that's pretty much my coming out story. My siblings know. My close siblings, they all know. Everyone pretty much know. I'm pretty open about it. I'm a lesbian. It is what it is. If you don't like it, then it's okay. Anytime I meet people, that's probably one of the first things that I tell them. Just because I don't want you to find out later on and think that I'm attracted to you, because I'm not.
You guessed it!
But I just want you to know who I am. Because this is me, and I can't change it, so...
Yeah, that's something I forgot to say. My mom is very cool with it now. Like, cooler than cool. Like, we talk about life, my life as a lesbian. It's crazy because her and Onika are very, very tight.
That's the homie.
It's pretty scary. It's pretty weird.
That is the homie.
But they're very, very close. So, and me and my mom talk about relationship shit all the time. Like, all the time. So, after she accepted me being gay, because she never, like, didn't accept it, but her mom is very old school. So like she never really like,
Ooh.
I guess like learned about it. Not learned about it, but like it wasn't a thing. So my mom is very like, me and my mom are very tight because she was a single parent for all of my life until she got married a year ago. So anyway, just I'm saying that to say,
my grandmother,
mm,
I know, but she actually didn't like me at all when she found out. I didn't even have to tell her. She came up here. She came to the States for the first time. And as soon as she saw me and as soon as she saw one of my best friends, she was like, I just want you to know that that's not accepted in the Bible. And that's not okay. And you need to stop bringing her around. Like that's literally what my grandmother told me. And she did not. She was like, hell no. Mm-mm. She just wasn't for it. I never even told her. No one ever told her. This old ass Jamaican ass woman just, God rest her soul, but
oh God, calm down.
she just didn't like. She did not like me. She did not accept that shit at all. But my mom defended me, so kudos to Debbie. Nobody's supposed to finish.
Anyway, so that's our coming out stories. If you have any more questions, comment, DM us, hit us up. Also, like, let us know what videos you want us to post. Just a reminder.
Yeah.
But make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Tell your friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And see you next time.
See you guys next time.
Fam.
Bye.
Bye.